Hey, what's going on? Welcome to this video. My name is Alif, and in this video, I want to share with you what I feel like is the number one most important skill you should learn if you want to advance your career or side hustles or your freelance marketing business. Yesterday, I was speaking at a panel, right? And one of the guests in the panel, one of the attendees in the panel, they asked me, "So, what is probably the most important skill you learned to help you scale your business, break into digital marketing, and have a successful career in marketing?" Right? And I thought for a second, I was like, what is the most important skill? Is it the hard skills like the digital marketing, the copywriting, the landing page optimization, the funnels, and everything? Is that the most important skill I learned that actually helped me to be successful with the marketing career? Is that the skill? And after thinking about it, and everyone just like literally imagine this like if I'm in a panel, everyone's staring at me, and I'm just like, right? So it's getting a little awkward. So I had to come up with an answer really, really quick. And I realized after thinking about it, I think I figured out the answer. And the answer is this: the number one skill I realize you should, like, I think is the most effective to scale your career and your business and everything else, right? Is your ability to be likable, have great interpersonal skills, and lead with curiosity, all right? So let me give you some examples of what I mean, right? If you don't know, I used to study psychology at York University, and then I was like, what the hell do I do with my life? Then I decided to study human resources certification, and I failed the certification, but yet I was still able to get my first job in human resources, even though I lacked the qualifications compared to a lot of my colleagues and everything. And a lot of my friends at that time, they were struggling to get their first human resource job, but I was still able to get into it. And I asked myself, like, why was I able to get into it? And it's because I was good at reaching out to people on LinkedIn, going on Zoom calls with them, making them feel comfortable, making them feel liked and heard. And I asked very smart questions that made me look like a curious person who has a lot of drive and thinks in a very unique way. And because of that impression I gave, the recruiter or the person I was doing an informational interview with, they were like, "Hey, they literally said this on the LinkedIn message. They're like, you're one of the best networkers I've met. Send me your resume. Let me see what I can do for you." And from there, I landed the job. And no one asked me about my certificate and if I studied HR. They just liked me as a person, and therefore I got the job, right? It's weird. It's like soft skills and likability are weighed way more than hard skills and technical expertise. That's what I find. If you're trying to break into digital marketing or level up your marketing career, it's always the soft skills that are best, and then the hard skills kind of come after. Now, how does this translate into like a business life? Like, let's say you want to start a business and you want to do freelance marketing. I realize a lot of the clients that I work with right now, they hired me not necessarily for my skills and expertise, which is a big part of it. Don't get me wrong, but a big reason they hired me is because they just like me. That's literally it. I'd be on Zoom calls, and sometimes I ask them like, "So, what made you want to reach out to me?" And they were like, "I just like you." And I'd ask them like, "Why do you want to work with me?" I just like you. Like this, I just like you, and I trust you, and I want to work with you. And that's some questions about my technical expertise. But I would argue that if they never liked me in the first place, they wouldn't reach out to me. And there's a lot of experts, but what helped me to stand out was the likability aspect. And because of that, I was able to build a successful freelance marketing business. Right. So on the career side, the ability to make someone like me feel heard and ask smart questions, that helped. Then on the sales and marketing side for the business, the ability to get someone like me, ask smart questions, all that stuff, it really helped. I remember I was on a sales call once, and not a sales call, but I was like kind of prospecting on LinkedIn, and I saw this guy's LinkedIn profile, and he'd be my ideal target audience, right? But the thing is, he's like a VP of sales at this company. So I'm like thinking to myself, can I sell a salesperson? Like if I reached out to them, can I actually sell them? So I reached out to them, we got on a call and everything, and I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. All right. So during the call, I made sure the vibes were good. We had an instant connection. I laughed at his jokes. He laughed at my jokes. Like, again, being able to make him feel comfortable. Then I asked him about their business, and I asked him all these like very in-depth intellectual questions that not the average person would ask. Like, he ran a business where he would like do cold emails for people to get them jobs, and I'm like, okay, so how's the messaging for an executive a little different than someone who's like a student? And I'm assuming you're talking about blah, 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 right? I was asking very deep analytical questions, and during the call, I kid you not, he's like, my God, what a great question. Let me tell you, God, I can't believe you're thinking like this. You know what? Your questions are so interesting. Send me your portfolio and I'll see if I want to hire you for a project, right? And I remember thinking to myself, like, my God. So soft skills and likability are important, but also expertise is not determined by the questions. Expertise is not determined by what you say, but instead the questions you ask. So leading with curiosity. So if you want to have a successful career or business or whatever it may be, the number one skill set I believe you should learn is the interpersonal skills, making someone like, know, and trust you, and asking really smart questions. A great book, if you want to develop this, I'd highly, highly recommend. And this is a cliche book for every entrepreneur, self development guru, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's weird. When I read this book for the first time, I'm like, okay, this is gonna help me become better. Everything they said is so basic in that book, but it did so much validating for me. I remember finishing the book, I'm like, so that's why this is effective. Small things like smiling and like letting the other person talk 80% of the time while you only talk 20% of the time. It's just stuff I was naturally doing, but I didn't realize there's a scientific formula to it. And when I read that in that book, it made me go like, oh, this is why it's working. So if you want to develop your soft skills and interpersonal capabilities, definitely check out How to Win Friends and Influence People. All right. So there you have it. The number one skill you can learn, in my opinion, to have a successful career or business or whatever you're trying to do. With that being said, I'm going to be checking out. Be sure to subscribe to my newsletter down in the description of this video. Follow me on social media and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you, my friend, in the next video. All right. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.